Hi, welcome to What's Cooking with Rochelle. Today we're going to make a great, tasty side dish that can be served hot or cold. We are making cilantro lime rice. And so we're going to get started. I'm using a rice cooker, and if you have one, they make life easy. In this, we're going to put 1.5 cups of water. And you can use whatever kind of rice you want. Today we are using a jasmine rice. And we are simply just going to turn our cooker on, and it's going to do all the hard work there. Now while that's going, we're going to get everything else together for us. So as you can see, we're going to obviously be using fresh cilantro. You do not want to use dried cilantro for this recipe. It wouldn't be very good. So we need about 1/2 cup of chopped fresh cilantro. So let's get started. When you're chopping cilantro, for a recipe at least, you want to use just the leaves, not the stems. So we're going to be discarding the stems, and we're going to get a big pile here to get 1/2 cup of chopped cilantro. So let's see, this was just one bunch from the grocery store, and they do, if you want to make this go faster, you can use a colander. If you've ever seen that trick where you stick the leaves through it and pull them through, but we have all the time of the day. Okay, so I've got a pretty good sized pile here, as you can see. And this turned out to be about half of that bunch. So we're only probably going to need this much. And we are simply just going to give it a chop. You can chop it as fine as you would like. But you don't want to bruise it too much. That looks pretty good. Okay, so we're going to take our smaller bowl, and we are going to dump our cilantro in the bowl. Okay. Now on to the next thing that we're going to be chopping while we're waiting on our rice to make this amazing dish, and that is our scallions. So I have 2 scallions. Scallions are green onions, and you're just going to take the butts off of those, and let's go ahead and chop these up and add that in there as well. Excellent. And dump this in our bowl. Okay, the next ingredient that we're adding into our mix, and this is an optional ingredient. So if you do not want it spicy at all, don't add any jalapeno. If you want it a little spicy, add like 1/4 of a big one. A little more, add half. And don't add the seeds, okay? So we're going to add about half, and we're going to take out the seeds. So I'm just going to do this by hand. Take out the white part and the seeds. Okay, let me get rid of those so we don't get those in our bowl. And let's cut it into strips. And then we're going to chop it. And you do want to dice this pretty fine. Otherwise, someone might get a surprise at the end. So I'm just going to chop this just a little bit more. They're flying all over, guys. Okay, so we've got a little bit of diced jalapeno that's going in there as well. Okay, a couple more ingredients to add into our mix here. I have just a little bit of red pepper, and again, this is just to add a little zing. That looks like that's enough. And you don't want any zing, don't add it. We have 2 tablespoons of olive oil that we're adding in here. Okay, so we're going to first zest our limes. So again, as you know, when you're zesting, you want to use the white part only. And we want to get a fair amount of lime zest because we want a really lime cilantro taste to our rice. And so I want about 2 teaspoons total, even more if you want. So we're going to zest them both. And the rice is starting to boil, so whoops, we're getting close to getting that part done, which is good because we're almost done over here. Okay. So the last thing is to add our lime juice. So we need to cut our limes in half. And use our lime squeezer. We need about a tablespoon and a half, 2 tablespoons of lime. If you love lime, you're probably going to want to add it all. If not, you might only need 1.5 of these. So that's what we're going to start with and see if we need any more. Okay, now the only other ingredient we need to add to this is a little bit of salt and pepper. And you can add as much or as little as you would like. All right, let's give it a quick twirl. Excellent. All right, we are just waiting on our rice. Let me go ahead and get everything cleaned up, and I'll show you how to just quickly combine it and how it tastes. All right, so we've got our freshly cooked rice here. Now, one thing I didn't tell you is you could absolutely use rice that's a day or 2 old, add a little water to it, heat it up, get it a little moist, because we want it to absorb these flavors that we've created. So we're just going to place these in here, and we are going to toss it around. And I'm doing it in 2 steps to make sure it gets all coated around. Okay. This is a really healthy side dish and full of flavor. You've got some vitamin C in the fresh lime juice, and obviously you could use another grain if you didn't want to use white rice. You could use a brown rice or even an alternative rice. And I'm getting this all tossed to make sure it's all spread evenly and it looks delicious. I am just gonna dig right in. You could serve this, like I said, just as is, hot, or you can chill it and serve it cold. So let's give it a taste, shall we? Really good. That little jalapeno adds a little kick. I love it. Thanks for watching What's Cooking with Rochelle. Bye for now.